The Philippines, a breathtaking archipelago of more than 7,600 islands, has always had one big challenge: getting from one island to another. For centuries, ferries and flights were our only options. They brought romance to travel, sure, but also delays, storms, and long waits. Now, imagine cutting those hours of travel into just minutes. That's the dream behind the government's massive $12.34 billion mega bridge program. A once-in-a-generation project that will physically connect key islands, supercharge the economy, and transform the daily lives of millions of Filipinos. At the heart of this vision is the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge, a 32-kilometer cable-stayed masterpiece that will sweep across Manila Bay, making it one of the longest marine bridges in the world. Right now, a trip from Bataan to Cavite takes about 5.5 hours. When the bridge opens, it'll take just 45 minutes. Funded by a mix of ADB, AIIB, and government investment, this 219 billion pesos project is expected to break ground before the end of 2025 and finish around 2030. Over in the Visayas, the Panay, Guimaras, Negros island bridges will stitch together 3 islands with a 32.47-kilometer chain of spans. The design is already 82% done, and when complete, it'll slash travel time and dangerous ferry crossings and make island hopping as easy as driving across town. Down south, the Davao Samal Bridge is already under construction, currently about 38% complete, with a finish date set for 2027. This nearly 4-kilometer connector across the Pakiputan Strait will turn a 30-minute ferry ride into a 5-minute drive, a game-changer for tourism and local businesses. Future plans also include the Cebu Bohol Interlink, estimated at up to $1.8 billion, and the Sorsogon Samar Bridge, a 25 to 28-kilometer leap over the San Bernardino Strait with a price tag as high as $5.7 billion. Altogether, these mega projects, 5 bridges totaling nearly 690 billion pesos, are more than just engineering feats. They are lifelines that will connect families, speed up trade, boost tourism, and make the Philippines feel like one big, united home instead of a scattered puzzle of islands. Picture it. What once took hours by boat or plane will soon be a smooth drive with your favorite OPM song playing in the background. This is more than infrastructure. It's history in the making. Long before today's $12 billion mega bridges became headline news, the Philippines already had a history of daring bridge projects. In the Spanish colonial era, bridge building was more about survival than spectacle. Think stone arch bridges over rivers to move goods, soldiers, and carriages. These were small by today's standards, but they were the first attempts to stitch together the country's fragmented geography. Fast forward to the 1970s, and the Philippines would see its most iconic bridge of the 20th century, the San Juanico Bridge. Stretching 2.16 kilometers over the San Juanico Strait, it links Samar and Leyte, and at the time was hailed as the longest bridge in the country. Built during the Marcos administration, it carried not just cars, but political weight, famously dubbed the Bridge of Love, because it was said to be a gift from President Ferdinand Marcos to First Lady Imelda Marcos, who was from Leyte. Beyond the romance and politics, it was a true engineering feat for its era, surviving decades of typhoons and earthquakes. Today, San Juanico isn't just a vital transport link, it's also a tourist magnet. Couples pose on it, thrill seekers join fun runs across it, and visitors marvel at the sweeping views of the Visayan seas. In many ways, it set the stage for the Philippines' bridge-building ambitions, proving that bold infrastructure could be both functional and iconic. Today's massive bridge boom is part of a bigger vision, the Marcos administration's Build, Better, More program. It's the successor to the Duterte government's Build, Build, Build initiative. But this new chapter puts extra focus on projects that are sustainable, resilient, integrated, and modern. In other words, not just big, but built to last and designed to work seamlessly with the country's growing transport network. At the heart of this plan is a jaw-dropping $12.34 billion investment, roughly 690 billion pesos, dedicated to stitching the archipelago together with 5 game-changing mega bridges. Funding is coming from every corner of the financial world. multi-tranche loans from heavyweights like the Asian Development Bank, ADB, and the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, backed by significant commitments from the Philippine government's own budget. These aren't just engineering projects, they're political, economic, and cultural statements. As one top official put it, the mega projects represent much more than steel and concrete. They symbolize a bold new future for the Philippines. They promise better connectivity, faster trade, increased tourism, more investments, and most importantly, improved lives for millions of Filipinos. From Luzon to Mindanao, from the Visayas to the farthest coasts, this program isn't just about crossing water, it's about bridging the future. The crown jewel of the current mega bridge lineup is the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge, BCIB, a project so ambitious it will be one of the longest marine bridges in the world when finished. Stretching 32.15 kilometers across the shimmering expanse of Manila Bay, it carries a staggering price tag of $3.91 billion. Construction is slated to start in 2025 and will take around 5 years. Right now, a drive from Bataan to Cavite means battling hours of traffic and detours, a frustrating 5-hour trip on a good day. But once the BCIB opens, that journey will take just 45 minutes. The impact is massive. Faster trade routes, easier movement for workers, less congestion in Metro Manila, and tighter economic integration between Luzon's key growth areas. For people who live and work across provinces, it's not just a bridge, it's time, opportunity, and quality of life handed back to them. Over in the Visayas, the Panay, Guimaras, Negros Island Bridges PGN will bring 3 islands into one seamless road network. This chain of bridges will run about 24 kilometers, replacing dangerous and weather-dependent ferry rides with smooth, reliable drives. Valued at around $584 million, it's not as long as the BCIB, but for locals and travelers, the change will be just as revolutionary. Island hopping will no longer mean lining up at crowded ports or waiting out tropical storms. It'll be as simple as stepping on the gas. In Mindanao, the Davao Samal Bridge is already taking shape across the Pacaputan Strait. Measuring 3.98 kilometers, this project is 38% complete as of mid-2025, and its estimated cost is about $400 million. Today, getting to Samal Island's white sand beaches means a 30-minute ferry ride, often with queues and delays. Once the bridge opens in 2027, that trip will shrink to a 5-minute drive, a boost not just for tourism, but also for local businesses, agriculture, and real estate. Imagine farmers, resort owners, and commuters all benefiting from a direct, all-weather connection. The vision doesn't stop with these 3 headline projects. In the pipeline are the Cebu-Bohol Interlink Bridge, potentially 25 kilometers long and costing up to $1.8 billion, and the Sorsogon Samar Bridge, a bold 25 to 28 kilometer leap across the San Bernardino Strait with a projected cost of over $5 billion. These 2 are still in the planning and feasibility stages, but if greenlit, they'll open entirely new corridors for trade, tourism, and cultural exchange, especially between Luzon and the Visayas. Taken together, these mega bridges aren't just concrete and steel. They're the physical manifestation of a national dream, to make the Philippine archipelago feel like one connected home instead of thousands of scattered islands. Each span will shorten commutes, link economies, and rewrite the geography of daily life. And when they're all complete, driving from one end of the country to another might feel as natural as crossing a city, only with a better view. Mega bridges aren't just about connecting points on a map. They're economic engines in steel and concrete. Research consistently shows that large-scale infrastructure projects expand earning opportunities, promote economic growth, and create thousands of jobs during and after construction. The Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge, for example, is projected to deliver a very high economic return rate. Experts say the ripple effects will be felt far beyond Bataan and Cavite. Economic hubs like Clark and Subic are expected to enjoy transformative impacts as supply chains become faster and more efficient. Shorter travel times between major economic zones mean fewer delays, lower transport costs, and better logistics coordination. Or, as one transport official put it, shorter travel times between major economic zones will streamline supply chains, leading to cost savings for businesses. For manufacturers, exporters, and even small farmers trying to get their goods to market, these bridges are more than shortcuts, they're lifelines. But the impact isn't just measured in pesos and GDP growth. On a social level, these bridges will make it easier for people to reach jobs, schools, hospitals, and relatives without the unpredictability of ferry schedules or the expense of flights. Imagine students in remote provinces who can now attend universities in neighboring islands without relocating, or families who can visit each other more often without budgeting for overnight stays. Goods like fresh seafood, agricultural produce, and manufactured products will reach markets faster, fresher, and cheaper, improving quality of life across regions. Still, with projects this massive, the environmental stakes are high. The waters they cross are home to protected marine mammals and rich biodiversity, and construction risks disrupting these ecosystems. The government has pledged to use mitigation measures, including curtain walls while drilling, to dampen underwater noise and minimize harm to marine life. Environmental monitoring, route adjustments, and strict compliance with conservation laws will be key to ensuring that these bridges connect communities without cutting through the lifelines of nature. In short, these mega bridges promise a rare combination, accelerating economic prosperity while knitting together the social fabric of the nation, if built with care for the environment that sustains it all. As ambitious as the Philippines' Mega Bridge program is, it's not all smooth sailing. Funding remains one of the biggest hurdles, with several projects facing delays and cost overruns, as global prices for steel, cement, and fuel fluctuate. While international loans from the ADB and AIIB are helping to shoulder the load, some bridges are moving slower than planned because each financing tranche depends on strict milestones, misses a target, and the money stalls. On top of that, the country's challenging geography throws engineering curveballs. The San Bernardino Strait, where the proposed Sorsogon Samar bridge would cross, is infamous among sailors for its powerful currents, deep channels, and unpredictable weather. Engineers call it treacherous for a reason. Building there will require groundbreaking design solutions and flawless execution. Then there's the issue of integrity and accountability, a sore point in Philippine infrastructure. The country has seen an alarming number of bridge collapses in recent years, with investigations often pointing to poor design, substandard materials, and corruption. As Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Coco Pimentel III bluntly put it, billions of pesos are spent and years are wasted building these bridges only for them to collapse in an instant, endangering lives and squandering public funds. Such failures erode public trust and put immense pressure on agencies to ensure that mega bridges are built to last, not just to look good on a ribbon-cutting day. Right now, the government is walking a tightrope, pushing for faster construction while doubling down on quality control. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered stricter oversight, faster timelines, and transparent reporting for all flagship projects. Ongoing investigations into recent bridge failures are meant to send a message that there will be consequences for cutting corners. For these mega bridges to truly change the nation, they'll need more than visionary designs and hefty budgets. They'll require unwavering integrity from blueprint to ribbon cutting, and a commitment to building not just quickly, but correctly. The Philippines' $12.34 billion megabridge program is nothing less than a bold attempt to rewrite the nation's geography. In a country of more than 7,600 islands, where travel has long been ruled by ferries and flights, these massive spans promise to knit regions together, speed up trade, create jobs, and bring communities closer than ever before. From the record-breaking Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge to the chain of connections in the Visayas and the long-awaited Davao-Samal link, each project is a step toward a Philippines where distance no longer dictates opportunity. But whether this vision becomes reality will depend on more than engineering skill and deep pockets. These bridges must navigate not only treacherous seas and logistical puzzles, but also the funding gaps, political hurdles, and integrity issues that have sunk past infrastructure dreams. If the government can deliver on its promises, ensuring transparency, resilience, and quality every step of the way, then these bridges could stand as monuments to a new era of connectivity and prosperity. If not, they risk becoming just more unfinished landmarks on the long road of what could have been. For now, hope is high, the blueprints are bold, and the Philippines stands at the edge of a transformation that could finally unite the islands in more than just name.